My soul needed a savage friend, a weird daredevil, but do you mend? My life became a dead end. Big C got me on the wrong track. Fought the cancer in a cul-de-sac. Lean says bite back. On life's jacked racetrack we react. Lacking the cool, but we lean and we loo. 안녕하세요. 저는 루입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 리안입니다.
So we're going to do a vibe now to Jhope's On the Street album. Woo-hoo-hoo. So we might have to look up the lyrics for some of them because we're not sure if they're in English, because we've got I Wonder with Jungkook, so I've just sent them to you, Lean in Messenger. And then the rest I haven't looked up yet, except Neuron. We know what Neuron is at the end of the album. So
Yeah.
and then also the On the Street with J. Cole, I think, is the first one, which you may have heard. I'm not sure. So
Pass. I don't know.
okay. So this might be all new for her. So except for the last one, we've both heard Neuron, which we reacted to in our last BTS reaction. Okay.
Okay. So
So
you
let's
ready?
do this. We're going to have a chill like we did with JK in his golden album. We're going to have a chill
Okay.
time. Okay, let's do it. Okay.
I do know this song.
You do know the song. This is a slower version.
Every time I work, every time I
This is the one that he was posting loads of TikToks and Instagrams of him out dancing in the street while he was walking. Yeah, I do know
Yes.
this song.
It
Yes.
is.
burn, every time I move, it's always for us. Every time I look, every time I love, every time I hope, it's always for us. 내게 빠른 선택거려 anywhere, J in the air. 그는 길이 희망이 되고자 하연하고 태어 입은 my world was made of your love in your face when I'm high. 저 멀리서라도 나비가 돼. Just walk lightly whenever you want. Go on hopefully wherever you walk. 누군가의 숨 깃들여 있는 거리 내 영혼과 영원을 담을게 everywhere. Every time I walk.
This is a really upbeat, happy song. I like the wee whistly bits that kind of are like. I really like this.
It's really nice. And I know this is the solo version, but I also love the J. Cole version as well. It's just such a cool song.
And J-Hope's voice is just on point in this. I like that he is letting more of his like raspiness come through when he does these solo songs. He's got
Yeah.
such a nice, like, gritty voice.
He does. It's like, oh gosh, it is. You're right. Like you said in the last reaction, it's like the Pied Piper. It just pulls you right in.
Yeah,
So-
J-Hope is now the Pied Piper of everything, okay?
Yes.
Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Every time I run, every time I move, it's always for us. Every time I look, every time I love, every time I hope, it's always for us. Every time I walk, every time I run, every time I move.
Do you think it's J-Hope whistling?
I don't know, actually. That's a good question. I think it is, maybe. I know there was a whistling controversy. Does that sound weird? I think where one of them couldn't whistle, but then they had to whistle on a song.
I'm a terrible whistler. I can whistle but really badly. I said,
You've now become whistle obsessed on this song. I can do it. Okay, I got lipstick on, so I can't really do the lipstick. Let's try.
there we go.
So bad as well.
I can whistle.
I used to be able to. Yeah, I'm not a good whistler.
I can't whistle to save my life, literal. Couldn't. Ready?
Really.
It's always for us. Every time I look, every time I love, every time I hope, it's always for us. On the street 우리 두 발이 걷는 화로 영혼을 마주하며 doing better for us 짙은 게 we try to smile 마른 게 we try to cry 아픈 게 we 갇힌 고함을 놓아 흉터가 핀 꽃길을 봐 무성해진 너와 그저가는 초아 메말라가는 마음에 담비는 내서 참 조화로워 사기에 부려.
At times you can totally tell that he is Sugar's bestie, and
Yeah.
sometimes he's totally influenced by Sugar's rap style, Sugar's way of like, because sometimes I find it really hard to tell them apart sometimes. Like occasionally they sound the same.
See, I can tell them very far apart because I feel like J-Hope almost has like a...
He has more raspiness, but then sometimes Sugar can really do that too, depending on the rap.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's times Sugar doesn't sound like Sugar, he sounds like J-Hope. So there are times where you're like, wait,
I feel like though, like I can't put my finger on how to describe it. I feel like J-Hope, it's almost like a surfer quality, like he's riding on a wave. So that's how I kind of pick him out. Is like he's like it's like revving a boat on a wave. Like that's how I feel like he sounds.
Sugar's a bit more like he's ranting
a gunshot.
Yeah. J-Hope's a bit more melodic and like and with a groove, and Sugar's a bit more like I'll beat you down, bitch. Yeah. Like,
it's true.
People must say we're weird that this is how we describe.
This is how we describe rap.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. I mean, we don't really have much to say on this song because we both know this song, so
we're just enjoying it. We're just chilling and enjoying it and having fun.
And we just both really like J-Hope's voice and his style of music. I feel like this music feels like it lets you see more sides to J-Hope, this album.
It does. 100%. 100%.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
What the hell is time? 약인가 악인가 속는 같은 하는가 길을 아는 것과 걷는 것은 다르기에 우리 위해 I'm just walking all night 온 세상의 거리 너와의 거리 향기 거리 더미 가득한 결이 주는 우리 거리 So just walk lightly where we wanna wherever when we wanna Every time I walk Every time I run Every time I move It's always for us Every time I look, every time I love, every time I hope, it's always for us. Every time I work,
What was that?
Every time I burn.
I love that his words in the song, it's such an ARMY song. He's saying everything that I do is for you and for ARMY and for BTS, you know? And I love the selflessness about it that comes through in the song. You know, and you can feel the warmth of his words when he says it.
It's very J-Hope.
It is very
He's a very selfless person.
He is.
Okay.
Every time I move, it's always for us. Every time I look, every time I love, every time I hope, it's always for us.
Oh, love that. Okay, we got I Wonder with Jungkook.
Okay, let's get to it.
Ooh, funky.
This feels very JK.
Yeah. But it's also got a bit of J-Hope in it.
I wonder.
It's a bit like if standing next to you and on the street had a baby.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it.
Everything about us. Tell me what we do. I wonder what we're like. 어떤 모습일지도. And how we living our lives. 서울 약속 앞에 변함없지도. 미련하게 궁금해요. 삶의 끝자락 황혼을 접해도 기대 깊이 마주해 love that goes 정해진 답은 그저 없고 열렬히 당당하게 무죄 고백도 치열하게 살았더만 Growing up perfect you and I
he's got, I mean, obviously there's a little bit of auto-tune in there, but I think it enhances that. But he's got like such a lyrical voice that like that background music is hardly doing anything. But then, I mean, it's got the funk. It's a beautiful background song, but J-Hope's voice brings it up to like a level 1000 on that. Just with
Definitely. I love how different the voices can sound with auto-tune used in a stylized way.
Yeah.
It makes somebody sound like a completely different person, but then you'll still get hints of their voice in there and be like, oh, I hear you.
Hello. BTS does it really well too. They definitely know how to use it exactly where they need to use it, you know. So a lot of people, like, we'll talk about autotune Lean knows more about it than I do, but a lot of people overhype autotune in a bad way and go, oh, they used a little bit of autotune. They're fake artists, or they're this, or, you know, they criticize
Hate to burst your
artists.
bubble, biatches, but no song in the existence since studios has gone without even a little bit of autotune. It's a studio standard. They will put it in there even when you don't need it.
Exactly.
That's just why it exists. That's like, I don't know, building a wall without using a piece of string to make sure it's straight.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And like BTS uses it selectively and they use it wonderfully. It's fantastic. And we've seen them sing on stage. We know they can sing. There's just it's really nice sometimes to use it stylistically.
Yeah.
So
It
Jimin
is a thing. It is a style that is like a genre in itself. Like it is an actual stylized way of making music. So it's not a bad thing when it's done well.
Exactly. Should we look at the lyrics quickly? Because a lot of this is in Korean,
Yeah,
and
sure.
I did send it to you via Messenger.
You're not going to sucker punch me from behind with another sad song.
I don't know what it's about. This is a blind reaction for me too. Tell me what we do. It's about a relationship.
I don't know. It feels a bit like people talking about when they get old, like they're going through life with their friends right now and they're having experience. It's kind of like one of those songs like, are we still going to be friends when we're old? Are we still going to be people? It kind of feels like that, like a life reflection.
It is, and I guess it comes at a time in their life where, you know, they've been living together as GPS. BTS.
It's like worries about the future too. See that bit there? I don't know what it'll look like and how we'll be living our lives in the face of darkness of time. It's about like wondering about what the future's going to hold for them and if they'll still be the same people and will they still even be friends at the end of their life? Like, wow, it's like crazy to think about, but it's a possibility. Like it just feels like that kind of song.
It is, and I feel like, especially with like idols, when you've lived together for that long, you become like family, and then you suddenly have now the military, and then you're all living your own separate apartments and lives, and you like there's that fear that you might lose a relationship, you know, which won't happen because they have such a solid bond. But I guess it's a worry that you somehow feel that you're going to like suddenly all move on eventually and have kids and children and grandparents and move away from that relationship, you know. So, okay.
우리 색깔은 뚜렷하니까 So I wonder and I wonder wonder where am I go
Oh, JK.
Cause I wanna keep you close There's 100 million neighbors but I gotta know We could keep it light for life This love right now It's all we got all we need We're happy right now So why don't we write this feeling
I like the way that JK's voice has been made softer and blended out so he's not like stealing the main event. His voice is much softer and like more of a like unnoticeable chorus.
Yeah, I like that too. I also like that their voices go so well together. Like they actually, I've never heard. Is there another song with just J-Hope and JK out? I don't think there is, but they go surprisingly well together. But of course, all of BTS blends well together. Duh. So you know, it fits seamlessly.
It's
amazing.
You ready?
Yeah.
Right now, Don't just stop looking forward. Just enjoy this love we can't get forward. Ever falling.
This is like chill funk.
It is. Okay, it's not good for you when you're tired, though. Like,
you're like, take a sip of water, Lee. That was cool. I like that.
That was a little bit too relaxed. Like, getting very tired there. See, that I could listen to go to sleep.
Yeah.
It was very chill.
It was very chill. I agree with you on that. It was a very chill song. Okay, lock and unlock. So I'm gathering with the lock and unlock. I've seen some dance challenges where I've like seen that this is on the dance challenge. I don't know much about it, but I'm gathering it's more of like a dance-based song. So it's more like on the street, I guess. You know what I mean? Like street song type of thing.
Okay. Sounds more pop music.
Yeah.
In fact, it will be pop music because Benny Blanco is in it, and he's a pop producer. He doesn't really deviate from that.
Let's skedaddle on from that name. Okay, continuing on.
He who shall not be named.
He who shall not be named. Okay.
Take a kid. We are all. The world is special. Cause we're out of control. I do it for you. Love, just you run. Love, don't know why.
Remember that JK song that I couldn't hear?
Oh, you're kind of the same with this? It's definitely the more toned down here.
There's something in front of them that's a beat. It's a very popular pop dancey thing, right? Like I'm finding it really hard to hear what he's saying.
Yeah, Lean has autism. She's on the spectrum, so sometimes she battles with some songs on compositions.
Yeah. So, if there's any music in front of the lyrics and the lyrics are slightly softer, I can't hear them. Like it literally becomes a wall of noise. I can hear the beat of the song. I can hear it's a good song. I just cannot make out the singing very well, which is really annoying.
So this reminds me a little bit of Jhope's other song, Blue Zone, which doesn't have that beat, but it has that same effect on his voice. I don't know. You haven't heard it. But it has that
kind of effect that, I don't know how to explain it because somebody doesn't have the same hearing as me. It's not something I can explain. Yeah. It's just that because my hearing, I can't separate sound. It's not, I can't pull those sounds apart from each other if something is in front of the voices.
Yeah.
I don't know why it only happens with voices when there's music in front of it like that, and it doesn't happen with instruments. I don't know.
Well, I'll pop and lock to this, and then we'll vibe.
I can hear the beat of the music. I just have no idea what he's singing.
That's okay. You can look at the words at the bottom of the screen.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop crying.
I do it for you. Love, just you run. Love, don't know how. We make it right for our own break. Live for our love.
You know, the best way to describe what I hear is extreme distortion, as if you're singing with the microphone right up against your mouth so that it becomes very fuzzy and distorted so that you can kind of make out that there's words in there, but it's like distorted and then there's like a loud beat over the top. That's what I hear when it's songs that have an overlay of a beat. It makes everything else become weird.
It's interesting. I don't hear that, so it definitely is your autism.
Yeah, I know other people don't hear it because I've had this argument with people in my past when they really liked popular pop or dance tunes, and I was like, How can you even understand what they're singing? Now my whole teenhood makes sense.
We're having a spectrum moment, okay?
Yeah. Like I don't know what he's singing, okay? Okay, ready.
Well, I'm just chill and enjoy.
Sorry.
No, I was just
Be
going to say, just
ready.
chill and enjoy it. Let's do it. Okay.
Again for our world. Take a breath. We see it all. Being special. Cause we out of control. Always fall. Too long, too long, too long. So keep on like now. I do it for you, love, just you and love. Don't know why, we made it right. I do it for you, love, just you and love. Don't know how, we make it right. For our own break.
I do like
beat.
It is a good beat.
It's a good beat. That's the only contribution I can make right now.
Yeah. I like that Jhope's singing. I like the singing. Like he's doing a lot more singing on this than he did on the other
weirdly,
stuff. Yeah.
there was a bit in there where the ad libs in the background is like it wasn't really a chorus. It was like someone was singing slightly behind in a high note, but really quietly. I could hear that perfectly.
Yeah.
Louder than the main event. And I was like, oh, that's JK. I can hear him.
So
But
I
yeah.
don't even think it was JK. I think that's
Was
all
it
J-Hope.
not? It sounded like JK there. Well,
Yeah.
if it was J-Hope and he was singing high and he was singing like a little really soft.
Yeah.
He was singing like whatever they were singing, but after them. But really,
Yeah.
it was like way down in the under layers down beside the instruments. That was clear as day to me.
Okay.
Weirdly. Don't ask me how. I don't know.
Again for our world. For our style.
There, and again.
Again for our world.
Woo! Electric guitar.
Very 80s. Yeah, this is very Blue Zone. See, it was okay. I prefer So Far on the album.
You can speak.
I was waiting for the studio. I was saying I prefer on the album actually So Far, Neuron, and I liked the J. Cole song So Far. That's what I've liked so far. So
I like the beat of that one. It's annoying that sometimes I have this with songs. It really annoys me. It's just one of those things. Some songs are not autism friendly, and that's not one of them.
Yeah.
But not all autistic people have my hearing issues. So in some ways it's autism friendly, but not for my specific hearing issue.
Yeah.
So it was a song that has a good beat is all I can tell you. And occasionally, whoever was singing the ad-libs, I think it was not J-Hope that the second half because it didn't sound like his way of singing.
Yeah.
It was a very rolly, very it sounded like it must have been the other guy. He sounded good for the 3 lines that I heard as background music.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so annoying. Okay.
Ready. Okay. I don't know with Hugh.
Hi,
Hyunjin.
Is this a girl?
I'm not wearing my glasses.
Mais vouloir, c'est pouvoir. Après la pluie, le beau temps, et le sourire laissé au hasard.
Guess we're on the edge, trying to figure out what's really on your mind. Don't take it for granted. You believe that I would never leave your side.
It's got a really nice voice.
전부 믿을 수 없어 네 모두 다 가져갔던 날 영원한 건 없던 날 이제야 난 깨닫게 된 걸까.
She's got a lovely voice.
Up all night 밤새 뜬 눈으로 지새 난.
If I'm looking weirdly at the screen, I'm actually having to work really hard to listen to this song. It's got a similar issue, but she's got the kind of voice that kind of cuts through a bit more.
Yeah.
That's just me concentrating. I'm not judging. I'm just trying to listen really hard. I just realised I was sitting there like glaring. I'm just concentrating. I really like this.
Her voice is beautiful.
It is. I really like it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So don't judge my faces. They mean nothing.
You and me, where we're gonna be at. I don't know. I don't know. 내가 왜 이러는지. I don't care. 상관없어 이제 와. I don't know. 내가 왜 이러는지. I don't know. I don't care.
This reminds me of... Oh, carry on.
You go first.
Oh, I was saying this reminds me of like a club song, but not a club song. You know the songs when you getting ready to go clubbing song? So... or drinking at a bar.
When I'm not wearing headphones, because we've realised that headphones make this worse for me.
Yeah.
I think this is one for the Lala like list.
No.
Even though my face does not say that. I'm sitting in stone silence. It's because I'm having to listen really hard. But see, without headphones, it won't be as difficult for me.
No. It's a really nice, funky song.
Something I've noticed too is, see, when we follow a song where I've had difficulty, it affects my hearing for a wee while. It's like sensory overload. So I'm struggling to hear her, but not because it's the same, but I'm just having to work harder. But I do like it, and it's one for the Lala like list.
Yay.
I'm just really having to listen hard.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what they're singing anymore because all my focus is going into listening. I have no idea what the lyrics are about. You might
we
have
haven't
to
looked
tell
at the
me.
lyrics for this one. I'll look them up while we're listening. Okay.
Yes, we're on the edge. It's true that I'll be caught up in my mind. Okay, I took it for granted, but I can't lose you this time.
Jhope's voice sounds really different in this song. Like, you can tell it's him, but it's like the way he's singing it is so soft and poppy and somehow not Jhope, but I really like it.
It is. He's got like he sounds like, I don't know what the word is.
It goes really well with her too.
Yeah.
Like, their voices really mesh well. And it's weird because their voices mesh so well together, but yet they're so distinctively, you can hear both of them really well.
Yeah, and the song's not too deep. It's basically just saying to fall in love at first sight, everything is important, but to want is to be able, after the rain comes sunshine, nothing should be left to chance. Guess we're on the edge trying to figure out what's going on in your mind. Don't take it for granted. Never leave your side. The day I took everything from your heart. Oh, they say nothing lasts forever. Is it now that I realize? So it's like a relationship-y, broke-up song, so...
I like it. It's definitely going on my little like list. I can totally see this being a song I stick on in the morning when I'm busy doing stuff. It's got a really good beat, and their voices are perfection. Both of them. We need to add. Is it Ha or who? Yunjin.
Yeah, I'll make a note of it.
We need to add this lady to our list because that voice
is beautiful.
Mwah. Chef kiss.
It is beautiful. Okay, sorted.
Ready.
Okay.
Love changed me now. If I fear 서로의 이념이 서로의 beer. 이제 상처를 지을 우리에겐 이건 가벼운 beer. I don't know how. 몰라 우리 다 I don't care I don't care I don't care 다 Just think about 우리 mind
Up all night, up all night 밤새 뜬 눈으로 지새 날 You and me, where we're gonna be at I don't know, I don't know 내가 왜 이러는지 I don't care 상관없어.
Did you ask me to pause there?
Yeah, I no, not really. I was like thinking, I had a thought that was like I was externalizing, but it's like it's got a slight beat, similar beat to the Jungkook album, to some of the music on the Jungkook album.
Yeah.
It's
I
really
like
cool.
it. I really like it.
I like
Like,
it.
I think of all J-Hope songs so far, this is probably one of my favourite ones. And that's saying a lot because I really like Arson.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just makes you want to get up and dance.
Yeah.
Okay.
이제 와 I don't know 내가 왜 이러는지 I don't know I don't care
That was cool. I love that.
That was very cool. I definitely like that. I hope the next one is easy listening.
The dance mix, the next one.
Eating
with
needs to
Jinbo.
recover.
Okay, it's What If dance mix with Jinbo. Okay.
Okay. Psyching myself up. Hopefully this one is even easier.
I'll look up the lyrics while we're looking at it. Oh, it's a remix of What If. You'll like the song.
수십 번 내게 질문을 해 Am I really like that 희망 긍정 늘 오는 얼굴의 상태 그저 할 수 있는 부분이라고 생각했어 So my music, my speech, my feel I made it myself 의문이들을 Jhope에게 물어가라면 네가 말한 부분들을 지킬 수 있어 하지만 내 자의가 아닌 무서운 환경으로
That's J-Hope's Arson voice.
It's James Lawson's voice. So that I guess like I kind of know what he's talking about in the lyrics in this, but I'll send it to you. But like I'll send you that so you have it, the English lyrics for this. So
Okay.
keep
I'll
listening.
play
just
it
send
while
you
you
a
are
message.
향기가 나 당당히 비춘 너의 persona Hold up Even in this case What if, what if, what if, what if, what if I have no hope What if, what if, what if, what if, what if I have no dream What if, what if, what if, what if, what if I have no passion What if, what if, what if, what if, what if I have no vision Hey, how you doing bro? 요즘은 삶은 안 가보 아무 뿌리고 너에게 풍파와
This does not seem like a dance mix.
No, it doesn't.
I was like, maybe there's a different like term of dance mix nowadays from the days of us like understanding what a dance mix was.
The thing with this song is it's like a heavier song. So like in the terms of like it's more like it's not rock, but it's not pop. It's like got a bit of like a rock
Grunge.
beat to it. Yeah. And so it's like the remix to it is not quite clubby. I thought it would be more clubby.
Yeah, I
definitely
can't wait for the clubby part to come into it, and it like maybe it's just not a dance.
It's actually a little bit of a harder mix than the original song. So the original song didn't have that, but from what I can understand from the song is like basically like what if you were living another person's life? Like what if you had circumstances that where like you didn't have resources or you didn't have like what would you do? Like for instance, for him it's like let me just have a look here. This is what he says here. He says, hope, positivity, always a smiling face. I just thought it was something I could do. So my music, my speech, my feel, I made it myself. So basically saying like he's made his own life, but what happened? What if he didn't have that? And who are you through storms and trials? Like how do you define yourself and how do you get over hardship, I guess?
Okay. I like it. I think I probably would have liked to hear the other version
Yeah.
to hear them, because this doesn't sound dancey to me, but I still like it. It has like a slight haunting of arson in there. It kind of is giving kind of feeling from his last. Was that a whole album, Arson?
Yeah.
That wasn't it?
This has
giving me
definitely got that feel.
So I feel like he's trying to tie all the sides of him together in this little album. You've got some funk, you've got some pop, you've got some of his darker, we'll call it J-Hope grunge, because I don't know what else the genre that is, but it's very J-Hope grunge.
It is.
It seems to be a bit of everything, and even he's rapping in there with a little bit of sort of R&B feel.
Yeah.
When that one, I feel like this is like all his sides coming together, and then we know that Neuron's a very dance related one.
Yeah,
it feels like this is him showing you all parts of his identity in this album.
It's a solid album. Yeah,
it is. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
시련이란 건 뭘까 혼돈한 계단으로만 올라왔기에 그 모를 수도 있는 거야 점점 넌지가 다가졌지 너 운명의 분위기가 좋은 사람들의 following까지 난 자신을 사랑하고 희망을 가지라는 거지
it sounds like this right there, that little verse there, that you can feel the Sugar influence. It feels like that's very much he has done under the guidance of Sugar style. Like, you will follow my list of Sugar 101 on how to rap. Because then sometimes he sounds, don't mean he sounds like Sugar there. I mean, somehow you can feel the influence.
Yeah.
Because at other times he raps and it's in his own way, in a completely different way, and there's no Sugar influence in it. Sometimes he just sounds very much like, you can tell they spend a lot of time together.
Well, yeah, and I think RM as well has also influenced him in lots of ways. I think like he has so many different sides to himself. Like sometimes he's very J-Hope, but I can understand getting influence from his brothers in the song for sure.
Especially if he learned to rap from both of them. Like he's brought up and came up with his own like way of doing it, his own style, and then sometimes he shows those peaks coming through where you're like, oh, you get influence. Oh, I am influence.
Exactly. So
then we do it too. There's things you say that have definitely come from me, and things I say that have definitely come from you.
Exactly.
So it works the same way when you're like singing and rapping.
Exactly.
Right, you ready?
Yeah.
Bro.
In this case, what if I had no home? What if I had no dream? What if I had no passion? What if I had no vision?
But the truth is I could see those visions in my sky.
That's new.
I could find the hand that always helped me through this ride. Progression was something I was hoping for. 매일 나의 길도 이뤄져 한 걸음씩 계속 앞으로 나아가죠.
That's a clean beat.
Just sometimes J-Hope, do you remember Jamiroquai?
Oh yeah.
I feel like sometimes there's like a little weird crossover there. Like there's the only other band that I can think of that has the essence of J-Hope songs. Like I can't think of any other band that gives me that feel.
I know.
And it sounds stupid to say it because they're completely different sounds. But it's the only band I can think of that even reminisces in any way.
I used to love Jamiroquai.
Same here. I love Jamiroquai.
Okay.
But it's that feel though. They were like 90s funk, but done in a sort of modern, sometimes a bit rocky, sometimes a bit poppy, sometimes like they were the same. They were kind of a muddle and had their own like funky sound.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Yeah, for sure. Now that you've said that, I can pick it up totally.
Now you'll never be able to unhear it.
Never. Now I'm going to go listen. Look.
You ready?
You ready?
In this case, what if I had no home? What if I had no dream?
I just had a really strange thought, right? This is just this, it does relate, I swear. So you know how I've been sending you UK British rapping, and I'm always like, oh my god, how cringy is UK rap? Because obviously it's the accents I'm used to. Do you think Korean rap sounds like that to Koreans?
It depends. I think there are some rappers that might. In Korea, there are others that do not. Like, I think it depends on the rapper. Like, I think I heard some rappers the other day. There's some rappers on TikTok that make fun of other rappers in Korea, and then they do the bad English translations, but they make it funny. They will be like I don't know, chicken pot pie, like they'll do like funny stuff, and then they'll like take something English and try, and it's hilarious to see them do it. But yeah, there are some. I don't know what the group is, but they're Korean guys that make
I
fun of
just
Korean
wonder
rap.
if, because to us, we obviously can't really tell Korean accents. We do sometimes pick up when it's more extreme, like we've picked up some accents in like K-dramas. But with British rappers, depending on where they're from, sometimes their accent is so strong that we find it a bit cringy. They're like, oh, another chav rapping. But that's because we're British. Well, so we're used to it. So it makes me wonder if Koreans listen to rappers and hear the regional dialects, and to them it sounds a bit, that same way. It came
I
into
don't
my head
know.
there.
You know what I think though? Like, I think that's a unique to British thing, because even I
Really?
find some British rappers cringy, but I find Australian rappers also sometimes cringy. Some are good, some are not. South African rappers, same thing, but like
I can
more.
hands down honestly admit there is not a single rapper in Scotland with a Scottish accent that is not cringy. They're all awful. Scottish accents were not made to be rappers. I'm sorry, but all of them are terrible.
Hey,
So
Lean,
I completely Matt, don't even talk about that rap, okay?
your Scottish rap was good, guys. Was Lean's Scottish rap on our song good?
If you haven't seen it, please don't watch it. But no doubt Lou will probably put a link down below because I know what she's like.
I will.
But yeah, I just always wonder, like, when people listen to their own country's rap and it's their language and their people and their accents, if it's as cringy to them as UK rap is to us.
I wouldn't say that though, because I feel like I was South African rap. There weren't many that were cringy. There were some, but most of the time I just enjoyed it. So it's just
The fact that there were some, though, that means that everybody must have that little area of.
You know who the some were? The some were the ones that did it badly, that were not like experienced, not because their accent made it bad. It was the way they were doing it. So there's none that I've been like, because the South Africans actually do a lot of fun stuff with it. But I do have to say I've seen a lot of some UK rap that is cringe.
Oh, some of them are really so good. So bad. So you only get a small percentage that make it out of the UK. Trust me, we get exposed to all the ones that don't make it out of the UK, because the UK has its own music industry. So like for somebody to get out of the UK and get to America and that's them going global. But a lot of artists never get out of the UK. Yeah. They stay in the UK circuit. And we get to hear them all. There's a reason they don't get out of the UK, as I'm just saying. And and most of them are underground rap.
Yeah.
At least they don't even deserve that title most of the time.
There's some really good ones, but
there has been some really good ones. But then I sent you one the other day, and you can agree with me that was not the best. I was getting secondhand embarrassment watching it. So yeah, so I'm interested to know if it's the same. If Korea has their own small little they do have an underground rap community, and do they find the accents weird? That would be interesting to know. Or if it's just us weirdo British.
Yeah, I would have to say though that BTS would never fall into that category, or any of their conglomerates or associates.
Of course not. They sound good, even to us.
Yeah,
even though we can't tell the accents.
Yeah, we know good rap when you hear it. Alrighty, okay,
ready?
Yeah.
What if I have nothing?
That's me.
Can I do that shit?
You have me. That's everything.
Never ever give up forever.
I can tell you this though. was
Don't
possessed.
help us, yeah.
I can tell you this though, that this song, the What If song, just between you and I, did trigger me slightly when it first came out because I was like at the very middle of my cancer treatments,
Aw.
feeling very sorry for myself, and I was like, yeah, he's talking about me. I'm back at the bottom again in life. I got to start over. So
You need to
But-
slap that mentality straight out your head. You
I
just need
got
to
over the shame eventually. I was like, I'm going to go and teach in Korea at how old am I? But yeah,
age does not matter.
you know
Age
what?
does
Like
not matter.
my life story, I'm not ashamed to talk about it online, but like you never know in life what can happen to you. You never know. That's all I'm saying is people like are so judgmental of other people and they think, oh, I've got everything and nothing could ever happen to me. I had everything. I was like in an upper management job, married to a guy and that I loved very much. And my life was like solid and I was like, living a good life in a good home with good everything. And within like 12 months, everything was the opposite. So, and then I got cancer. So you can like think that you're in a good position. That's why I always get mad with people in the United States who judge homeless people or people that don't have places to stay, because that person, it's not always related to drugs or alcohol. Sometimes it's just people that have really just had one bad thing after the other happen to them, And so like, yeah, the song is slightly triggering for me because because I know what it's like to lose everything in a very short period of time and then have to work back up again. So
I think people like you and I that have went through that, when you go through that hardship and you have to pick yourself up again, we're much more understanding and sympathetic and more empathetic to people and how they live their life.
yeah.
Because I kind of had to. I wasn't the one that got cancer, but when Zach was 4 days old, Ross was diagnosed with stomach cancer and he had to quit work, and it was really freaking hard. We had a 4-year-old and a 4-day-old, and he had to go in and get treatments, and he was on medication that made him like a drunk every single day. And he had to go for 3-4 treatments a week where they would put stuff down into his stomach. And so he was constantly drugged up. And that went on for like 3 or 4 months. And then he had a whole rehab thing. So we went from him working full time, me being just had a baby, to nobody was working and me having to deal with kids and him being sick all the time. So we were in the same boat as you. We went from like having a decent life to like everything crashing down on us. So I totally get where you're coming from, why this song, because I also know what you've been going through it. I've been watching it.
Yeah.
So I can see that why
you're very strong, Lean, though, because like you've like, she then wrote like a maniac and has used her earnings from her books to support her family while they were going through that. So
yeah, that was kind of the time that I started my online business, because I didn't have a choice. I had a 4-year-old and a baby, and he was like literally useless because his treatment, even though it was 3 or 4 months of that, he then had to go through rehab to come off all the medications they put him on that had totally messed him up. He was on like 4 medications that were highly addictive at levels that he was non-functioning as a human.
yeah.
So it was basically like extreme alcoholism, but it was medication. And we went through that for over a year. And then it was 4 years in total of going through, getting off all the medications.
Yeah, and then you got to get back on your feet again, which is...
Yeah, well, in the middle of that, the reason it was 4 years is because a year in, the cancer came back and he had to go through it for another 6 months. So he went through it twice.
That's
then we had 4 years of rehab.
Oh, that's a lot.
It was. But, it was the kickstart of my online business, which then led to me writing books. So everything happens for a reason.
Moving to Korea.
See, you got cancer, and it's made you go through hell, and now you're moving to Korea. So
yeah, I wouldn't have probably decided on a lot of things
Look
about
on
the cancer.
the bright side, as that crappy dark cloud came, and it's like giving you like a reason to change up your life.
I can tell you something though, like when being that close to with something so deadly in your body. Oh, chico, chico, chico.
Look, he's got his tongue out.
He's so cute.
Look at his tongue.
He's so cute.
Why have you got your tongue out? Why you got your tongue out, Bobby? Oh,
He's so cute. But yeah, being so close to something like cancer, like where you feel like you've come face to face with your mortality, it does change your perspective. I was like kicking my own ass out of the situation I'm in and moving countries, which I'm planning to do. So moving countries isn't always a solution, but I feel like it is like going to be really
I feel
good
like
for my
in
mental
this
health.
case, it will be for you because you're not happy where you are.
No.
Okay, well, there's no point in listening to Neuron because we've just done a reaction to that, and they can just jump over to that video and watch it. So I guess that's us done with this little medley of Jhope songs.
We loved it. Now we can stream it and support Jhope more. So because
I've
we
got a
weren't allowed
dog
to
on
stream
me.
it. Oh, your dog is so cute.
I can't move my arm now. Like.
You're like, oh. I have a dog.
I have a dog. This is just how I'm going to stay now. My other hand is under his feet. I literally have no hands.
This is our, what do they call it? Live performance art exhibition.
That's what I feel like right now. Okay, so yeah, I don't know how I'm going to turn off the camera, but Ross, please come and get the dog. There we go.
I can end the recording my end if you need me to.
Oh, it's okay.
We're nearly done.
Yeah, so we hope you liked that little Jhope medley. And stuck around for the entirety of it.
Thanks,
guys. That was a bit of a roller coaster. Okay, well, we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye. You did a good job, Leanie.
Please don't.
Hey, fan bears. So fluffy.
What is actually wrong with you? You're such a freak.
Dance dance.
System failure.
Lean, sarang hey.
Ew.